We're here at Cadwell Park, situated in the middle of the Wolds in Lincolnshire, famous for its mountain, which, as you can see, is a bit of a steep incline to say the least. So we're here for round 3 of No Limits Racing, competing in the CFMOTO sponsored Super Touring class. We've already had one day out, which, as you can see by the track, was pretty wet and minging. So we managed to put it on pole in the class. With Chris Eads riding, and he finished P3 in the race after his first ever wet session. I'm out of breath, that is a climb. See you in the tent. Welcome to the CFMOTO setup. It's not bad, eh? Come on in and we'll have a look at what we've got going on here bikes wise. This is Chris Eads from 44Teeth's Super Twin bike. So that is a adjusted chassis with a tuned engine, although admittedly after our little blow up at Alton Park, it's not that tuned as things stand. From last round, we've changed the complete front end. We've now got a Triumph 675 setup with adjustable yokes with Maxton internals. We've got a Maxton shock on the rear. So we've not obviously had a wet session yet, so his first race was a little bit uncomfortable with how the setup was, but we've not had a session to actually test anything as of yet. This is Tommy Down's standard mini twin. Yesterday it was absolutely horribly wet and he romped away to a victory 34 seconds ahead of the next rider. It's like somebody told him that it wasn't wet. This bike has got a standard engine, Maxton suspension front and rear. Other than that, not a lot changed. It has got the fancy Arrow system on it though, which is quite nice. We've yet to get that developed into the Super Twin. Great, going really well. Hopefully he'll do more of the same today. We're here with our superstar Super Twin rider, Chris Eads from 44Teeth, who went out yesterday and got a P3.
P3, yeah.
Yep, after P1 in qualifying, but first ever wet laps of Cadwell Park, which is a bit of a terrifying task, isn't it, really?
Well, yeah, first ever weekend at Cadwell Park, so I don't really know where I'm going in the dry, so the wet was even more terrifying.
Yeah, especially when you've got loads of bikes kicking up a load of water in front of you and just.
That was I got a bad exit out of turn 3 onto the back straight, so I got swamped, and then it was just a wall of white, which kind of was like, oh god. But anyway, I got through it. I think I went down to 10th at one point, and then sort of chipped my way back up. Yeah,
that's it. We're back through, and his final lap put you P3 on the grid for.
P3 overall, yeah, and P1 in class. Yeah.
Spot on.
So for race 2. Today,
first one of the morning.
Should be dry.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed.
What plan?
Just elbows out really, and I think because I've never raced before and I've come from track days, it's always a case of okay, after you, after you, and it's like I don't want to be the guy that gets in your way, but it's completely different to this, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it's 100%. It's just get through and make you move. If they come back, then you can learn off them.
Well, if I can get into space, I feel so much better and I'm so much quicker. Yeah. It's just if there's another rider in front, I feel that it's just so distracting.
Yeah. It's learning to cope with other riders and getting past them and moving on efficiently, isn't it? Rather than the trap day etiquette of, after you then, okay.
And because I've kind of got a bit of a target on my back anyway, because I do media stuff, it's like,
I'm going to take him out.
Everyone really wants to take me out.
Yeah.
So, you've got to be wary of that. No, it's fine. I'm still finding my way around here, but I reckon if I can get a good start, if I can not lose too many places at the start, because obviously I'm a big lad, getting off the line, and some of those other guys fly off the line. I don't know how they're doing it. So I'm always, if I'm front row start, I'm generally at least second row, maybe third row by the time it gets to the first corner.
There's a lot of experienced riders in the Super Touring class, so they're used to race starts, race strategy and all that sort of stuff. So you've got a lot to contend with, as well as developing a bike, your novice season and all sorts going on.
Well, obviously, at Alton Park, I nearly looped it on the start, so that's
went the other way. Too many revs, full send.
Yeah, I think that was P4 to 16 in about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Anyway,
about 5 foot high.
Yeah, it's all good fun.
Sweet. Well, good luck for the race, mate. I'm sure you'll smash it. Not literally.
Buddy.
Don't literally.
No,
smash it.
No, but we have got spare fairings, right?
So here with Tommy Gunn. It's not Tommy Gunn. He's on our mini twin rider, who romped away yesterday, and what, you 34 seconds ahead of the next rider?
39, I think it was in the end.
My bad. 39 seconds, so pretty much half a lap. Completely wet race, no wet practice, straight out on the mini twin. Have you actually ridden it with that suspension in the wet yet?
Yeah, we've done a race at Owen, but
Okay.
it's sort of drying out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But the bike's had a few changes since the last round, hasn't it?
yeah, we've got power commander now, so it's had a remap. What's brilliant, really.
Yeah.
Power is so good everywhere, and it handles brilliantly. To be fair, that's why it's so good. Yesterday, just had so much grip. Didn't have one moment.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I actually put on his pit board, "Are you bored?" as he rode past. He was that far ahead of everybody. So yeah, we're having a great time. So you've got 3 races today.
Yeah, 3 today, 1 early, and then 2 this afternoon.
And where were you on the grid for the first race?
On pole.
On pole position.
Yeah, pole position.
Sweet, which is pretty impressive on a grid of super twins and everything else that goes. So he's on a standard twin, and yeah, pole position by quite a stretch. So dry today. Have you made many changes, suspension and everything?
Pretty much kept it exactly the same. Might try and stiffen it up a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to go. I've done the test day. I didn't actually change my settings for the wet. I just rode my dry
Oh, did you?
settings.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's even
Yeah,
more impressive then, because it should be too stiff in theory, shouldn't it?
It
So-
should be, but it handled brilliantly. I
Right.
couldn't fault the bike. It was
Yeah.
bang on.
How does it, interestingly, because obviously you've raced the SV650
Yeah.
all last year and the previous year.
Yeah.
So how does the CF compare to the SV?
I'd say it's mainly the handling.
Okay.
Like on the SV, when you're turning on the throttle, it tends to try and push wide.
Okay.
Whereas I was coming out of Mansfield and turning it tight, but on the power.
Yeah.
Where I'd be like running right out on the curb, I was holding it tight, but on the power, so I got really good drive.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the main difference I can tell at the minute. We can get some more power out of, I think.
Yeah. It's early days.
It's a
isn't
good
it?
start.
It's your
Yeah.
second ride on it, isn't
Yeah,
it?
second ride on
Alton
it.
and then here.
Yeah.
So still a lot of changes to
The
make.
power's good already, so
Yeah.
we can get it up to the limit, was 72 for a stock twin.
Yeah.
So when it's bang on the limit, I don't think there'll be many bikes that can, keep up
It's
with
good
it.
to hear, isn't it?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
That's ultimately what we want to do, isn't it? Is create a package for track day riders and racers to purchase and go and be competitive of at a reasonable value.
And
So-
we're only running standard gearing at the minute. We've
Yeah.
not even swapped the teeth. We've just got the standard sprocket that comes with the bike.
Yeah.
What's a 46 on the rear.
Yeah.
And it's bang on for around here, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd actually say that the brakes are better than the SVs. I don't get any brake fade whatsoever, and I'm just on standard pads. And I was running performance friction pad on
Yeah.
the SV, and by the end of the race, you've got a lot of brake fade. It's
Right.
not ideal, really.
Which is saying something on a mini twin
Yeah,
as well, isn't
yeah,
it? It's not
definitely.
the heaviest thing in the
No,
world,
no.
and you're certainly not. So
No,
yeah,
exactly. So brakes they're spot on. To be fair.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, good luck for the race, mate.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Another 3P ones, please.
I'll try.
Sweet. Cheers, dude. We're here with
Sorry.
the newly named Baron von Tumble, who's taken a tumble into park. In fairness, along with about 5 other people.
But I was P1 for about 1/10 of a second.
He came past Tommy on the brakes like a legend, turned into the corner and
Lost the rear.
Lost the rear because it had rained and there was no lack of adhesion flag. So just got to get it rebuilt now.
So gutted. That was my best start.
Yeah.
Throughout every race, that was the best start I've ever done.
Yeah.
Almost got the whole shot on Tommy in turn 1.
He was straight behind him, followed him through, and then took the draft into park and parked it.
That's the most frustrating thing. But it's the weather that's the most frustrating thing, because even if I'd got round, it would have been red flagged, and then I've been like really angry.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was in first then. Oh,
Rain, flipping heck, wets.
bloody
settings.
Science.
Yeah. But we have pulled a very interesting memento from the exhaust. He's collected some of Cadwell. And Chris has now got a pet guinea pig.
He's still nice and warm. Oh,
don't turn him that way.
So, but man, gutted.
Yeah. Well, on to the next one. There's not that much damage. It's a clip-on, a rear set, and that's about it really. A couple of scratches on the fairing.
But we have got spare fairings, right? And it was likely to happen at some point, and actually, I kind of feel alright.
We're not playing tiddlywinks, are we? It's racing, so it happens.
And I got away with it. I'm alright. I feel absolutely fine. A little twinge in my back, but I am 43, so.
Welcome to geriatric racing.
Get it ready for race 2 of the day.
Yeah, 3 in total. And more rain. Brilliant.
Well, that's Cadwell done. Round 3 in Elements Racing. Got Chris and Tommy all sorted. Few tips and tumbles. How did you get on?
This morning I crashed twice. Yeah, we just all worked so hard to get the bike back out, and then I went and chucked it down the road on lap 2. But I was frustrated because I was leading at the time. And then the next race started from 20th, got up to 3rd overall, 2nd in class. Just couldn't quite make the move on the last lap. But in the last race I managed to take the outright win and bring it home.
Yeah, by a long, what was the gap again?
I think it was like 7 or 8 seconds.
Yeah, it's a long way, so top effort there, mate.
Yep.
Well done.
Yep.
Your first time at Cadwell, Mr. Eads.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and how was it for you?
It's been it's just a roller coaster, literally in track and emotion.
Yeah.
It's been really quite a tough weekend actually. I'm actually quite proud of all the team that we've done so well ultimately,
Yeah.
and cope with the weather changes, which are like instant.
Instant, yeah.
We've both been down the road. And then to come back and I think P2 in the end, fastest lap,
P3 overall as well.
P3 overall. So you know, I can't complain at all.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we've got quite a bit to do to yours before the next round, which is Croft as well, in about a month's time, which is nice, because the problem is with everything that's happened with COVID, we've had basically 2 weeks gap in between first, second and third round, so actually making any progress has been a nightmare. It's not so much of a problem you, because obviously you're mini twin, so it's just sort of fairly standard, make it race ready. But for this weapon, which changes everything.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a whole new front end this weekend,
Yeah.
whole new rear end,
Engine,
new engine,
yeah.
everything. So, and it's a night and day difference between the first few laps that I was like, oh, I don't like this. So
Yeah.
now, that was mega.
Yeah, absolutely. So next round we'll have a much better spec engine, all sorts of other little changes. A new exhaust because you've ruined that one. New fairings because you've ruined that. So yeah, on to Croft.